Good afternoon, everybody. And we got video problem. Hold
Twitch?
on a second here. No, it's a problem with my setup. With shit. Let me see if I can fix this fast. Sorry, guys. This is because of the new monitor.
I don't see you on Twitch yet either.
Shoot, that's the wrong one. You don't?
No, I don't see anything. Well, I think it says you're live, but
Yeah, you're not seeing anything because it's dark.
it's the same problem.
Shit. I may have to stop this, and yeah, I'm gonna have to stop, guys. Sorry about this, everybody. Be right back. There we go, folks. That should do it a little bit better. Yeah, and Darius, if you roll just kind of slowly like that, I'm seeing you move. Don't burn off too much fuel.
I'm not burning much. I just put the engine back online.
So go.
Okay, testing for engine drive.
Yeah.
Lined up from the first jump out.
Okay, cool. So welcome, everybody. As you can see, we're here with Commander Darius, Architect, and Ethereal Serial. Say hey, guys.
Hello.
These are the gentlemen that are responsible for what we see now, which is the new distance record from Sol. So I think if I'm right, Ethereal is going to kind of be telling us a little bit about all this. Darius, obviously chime in as you want. But Serial, why don't you tell us a little bit kind of, I don't know, about you, about what you guys have been doing, the distance, just give us the rundown.
Well, basically, this has been an endeavor that's been going on for the past little over 3 weeks now. I helped for about 6 days at the beginning as a fuel tanker. Traveled out, and I gave him about 167 tons of fuel, just to kind of push him out a little bit further. And before we had even gotten this all done, I'd done some calculations, and I ran them by Darivs here.
Darivs. I keep saying Darius, don't I? You're right. It is Darivs. Forgive me. It just reads that way, right? Or is that what Ant called him?
That's what Ant called him.
Here,
oh, okay. That's what it is.
Yep.
That's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
He deserves a good scathing after that.
Absolutely. Hold on just a moment.
Well, it's not the most normal spelling name for those that see it in the description. There's also a point.
Classical Latin.
Yeah, exactly. I'll also point to everyone, if you look in the description, both YouTube and Twitch, you'll see a link to the Reddit post and the forum post where these guys wrote all the detail about this.
Mm-hmm. All that stuff's right available for anybody to read if they have the time. And as a matter of fact, on the forum post, I copied and pasted a nice chunk of the log posts that Darius and I made during this whole endeavor. We kind of made little log posts to chronicle the trip and to make note of certain key points of time, and all that stuff's available as well. Now, like I'd been saying, I did the calculations, and we figured out exactly how many hours he would have, and we figured out the interesting part was figuring out exactly how many hours it takes for you to travel 1 light year doing 2001 times the speed of light. It's roughly 4 hours and 22 minutes.
Okay.
4.366 would be the number if you wanted to plug it into a calculator to do any math for yourself.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
A future endeavor. And obviously that doesn't take into account the 57 minutes that it takes for you to actually gain that momentum and get up to that speed. According to the wiki, it's just shy of an hour to reach 2001C. But with all that information, we were able to figure out roughly about 120.71, I think, something like that.
Okay.
From the main star with the fuel that he had.
And what was the previous record to this?
66.3 light years. That was I think it was not this July, but the one
Yeah, Keith Gross set that one. And
yeah.
So
As far
it's
as acceleration goes, out here, because we're away from any gravity wells, I can get from 0 to 2001 C in less than 12 seconds.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Boy, that's
Well, that initial.
that's the
I
new
was just.
Bugatti of space travel, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Going at that kind of
Or
speed,
game mechanics.
right? Yeah, and so I'm just kind of sharing the view here with everybody. If you guys can see, I'm panning around. I'll show some screenshots of what Darius is seeing, so that you guys can see kind of the actual distance. Because if I bring up the galaxy map, it won't take into effect into account for the actual distance he's gone from the main star here. And how far from the main star are we right now, guys?
From the main star, 121 light years.
121. Gotcha. Okay.
And the jump out distance to RGYD0 is 136 light years.
It's 136 light years, but what is it really? Like in game
It's
terms?
136 light years.
No, but what does the game think it is?
That's what it's saying to me right now.
Okay, well, be good. I'm saying, like, it's not actually doing that far of a jump. It's doing it from, like, it's using the fuel as if you were at the main star, right?
No, it's not.
It's not.
It would be about 58 light years, I think, jump normally. Let me check.
But it is using
50.7.
It is
50.7,
taking okay,
yeah.
but it is taking the amount of fuel it would take for that full 100 and whatever it is, 37.
Absolutely.
Oh,
That's why
interesting.
I
Okay.
have to. The tank is now empty. That allows me to jump up to. Let's see. Right now, looking at what I got, my jump distance is 142.51. So you can see how close that
I
shaved
gotcha.
it.
I gotcha.
Right,
Okay.
so-
Okay.
The end point of fuel was reached. As far as I run, we're going to run out of fuel before I run out of ability to jump out of here. Okay. So I could go until I'm up to 150, about 143 light years before I would be able to not be able to jump back at all to the next star over. Okay.
Right.
But I'm running out of fuel. My endpoint of fuel usage has been reached before that, just before that.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Okay.
Lisa.
Gotcha. And so I was just misunderstanding that. So I'm gonna do. Let's see if I can do this real quick. I wanted to show you guys. Let me show a couple screenshots of what Darius. Let me open these. Give me just a quick second here, guys. Why is it not opening? Come on. There we go. Oh, it's okay. Bear with me just a second. Okay, you just sent me the two, right? Oh no, there's a couple more there. Okay, I see them now. Bear with me just a moment, folks. Okay, so... Yeah, okay, so there we go. So this one, we're showing your jump range and distance. Yep. Let's see what else we've got. That is, yeah, your plot, your distance out from the previous star, from where we set out. And how long have you guys been in Super Cruise now?
Well, let's see. Let me check the log. Since September 21st, I'm in Super Cruise.
Wow, so quite literally 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah, and then there's just a screenshot from you. I'll also show. Let me show this. Where'd they go? Yeah, just the one I want. Yeah, so here's a screenshot from my machine. So this is from the new like
We hear
mega
you.
ridiculous wide monitor. So if you guys get a sense for, actually, God, I've got to zoom it down. Hold on a second. So that you guys can see it. So this is the full perspective. Sorry. There we go.
There we go.
Come on.
Well, that's
There we
pretty
go. Yeah, so there's as wide a perspective as I'm seeing. Right? Like, honestly, I just snapshotted that as a wallpaper because that looks pretty sweet on mine.
I'm going to turn the ship around, turn the lights on.
No, from last time. We could try the lights again, but from last time it looked like we couldn't get. I couldn't see the lights.
Because we were out of sync.
Let me see. Let me get in front of you. Just hold still for a second. Even just the dark gray of space behind you right now looks... Okay, flip your lights off for me.
Hold on. Let's see if they're on.
They're on
They're
for...
on now.
Yep, so turn them off.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. It did sync that time. Yeah, and it is actually prettier with them off.
Okay.
It's fairly interesting, actually, to just see the darkness of space behind you before you turned around. Yeah, that's great. I'm just right in front of you, right lined up with your nose. Yeah, Jumponium, somebody asked in chat. Actually, I want to let you guys answer. Ethereal, you want to tell them what Jumponium is?
Jumponium is basically just it's an extra boost to your jump range, and it comes in a few different tiers. You synthesize materials that you get off of planet surfaces and through mining, and you get basically their frameshift drive injections. Grade 1 gives you an extra 25%, grade 2 gives you 50%, and grade 3 gives you 100%. So right now, Darius has grade 3 frameshift drive injection, which is why his jump range is doubled what it would be.
And so is that the only way you were able to get out of here from this far, Darius?
That's right.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it's a hell of a view.
So we're going to have to call the fuel rats, or is he going to be able to make it back?
Yeah, you are going
Back.
to. And so what are you going to do once you jump out of this system, Darius? Are you going to have to be tanked as soon as you get out?
No.
Or are you jumping to a scoop? Yeah, it's a scoopable star you're jumping to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, with that, let me bring up the galaxy map real quick. And just show everybody the distance.
Yeah, the whole aim of this endeavor was basically to get out this far and then jump back. Because how interesting, we figured, would it be to be able to go all the way out and then still be able to get back on our own power without calling the fuel rats, without hitting the big red button, without having to rely on any outside help.
Sure.
Just us and only us.
Sure. Completely agree. Right. And so what is the final distance as of right now?
768 light years.
768, right?
Yeah, that's where we are. We're too short of 770, which was my ultimate goal, but we just ran out of fuel, so I cut it short.
65.
I got a slim margin of fuel. I think my fuel gauge is like 2 pixels wide. One of them's yellow and one of them's blue. And I just don't want this thing to jump below the ability to jump back, or I'll have to issue the fuel rat challenge.
Sure. So 65,721?
68.
68.
No, 768.
768. Okay. I'm just typing it in and just wanted to make sure I had it right before I typed it in.
How much fuel? Like, let's talk about like how many tanks, like how many tons of fuel did...
That's a great question.
How many tons did I have on board full?
Yeah, and then like where did you... I know we talked a little bit about the math that was done to figure how far you could go before you have to turn around, but like how many tons, I guess, did you carry? Like how many tanks did you put on the Anaconda, right?
The Anaconda is stripped bare except for fuel tanks. That includes the sensors. The only optional gear I have is a small AFMU. Let me take a look here. I got an AFMU here, a level... where is it? It's a level 2B AFMU, and the rest of it is all fuel. So there are no utilities, no weapons. The thing that allowed me to squeeze the most out of the ship is, me and Ethereal have been basically squeezing the life out of our Anacondas for exploration for over 2 years, and every time something comes up to give us an edge, we would go back and squeeze more out of it by engineering the living hell out of it. This ship has a... it's got 5 delta thrusters, 5 delta life support. Sensors are 8 delta, of course. The power distributor is a 3 alpha. fuel scoop's a 4 alpha. That means that you take a long time to refuel each star.
Yeah.
Power plant's only a 2 alpha.
Jeez.
And everything's been engineered for lightweight and for efficiency. Try to cut that weight down and get that jump curve in.
Sure.
So, how many tanks is that exactly then? I know if I can recall how many internal modules there are, or compartments.
The total number of fuel is 480 tons plus the 110 reserve.
Jeez.
Yeah, 481.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
So she's a flying gas can.
Yeah.
And
Man.
then I built and designed my ship roughly the same way. We both had the exact same fuel consumption in Super Cruise, 1.21 tons per hour, and that was crucial. And I'll get to that in a second, matter of fact. But the only difference between my ship and his ship was I had a fuel transfer limit controller, so that I gave him 167 tons, so 647 tons was his total amount.
Wow. 671, you said?
647.
647.
And basically what I did was you divide that by the amount of fuel he's consuming per hour. That actually gives you 534 hours. But here's the thing. Then you have to take into consideration the amount of fuel he's going to need to jump back. So I took 9 tons off to give a little margin of error. So then you turn around, you do that calculation again. And now you're at roughly about 527 and a quarter hours.
So that final fueling that you did for him, that was your cutoff point then, and you stayed there, and then he kept going, right?
That was my cutoff point, roughly 139 hours that I traveled alongside him. And I'm telling you right now that was the logistics of that was a feat unto itself, keeping ourselves nearly in sync in Super Cruise for that long. And I think
we had to check in with each other every 9 to 12 hours to make sure our ships are on the same course, so we didn't diverge and just end up in an increasingly diverging course. One of us would wing, we'd wing to each other, and then one would set course, the other would stay the course, the other would match. The one who's the trailing ship would always match to keep up with the lead ship. So in one case, I got kicked offline because a lot of times the server would bug out. It would kick me offline for connection. I ended up something like 6 light years behind at one point.
It was more like 0.6. But
so how did you calibrate
that
back? Did somebody have to log out, or did you just wait? Did you shut down systems? Like, what would you do?
Yeah, logging out is the best way to go. We save fuel on the ship that's logged, and you basically set a vector on that ship before it logs off, and the ship is still live, heads that vector, locks it in, and then keeps on going for a number of hours. We calculate how long it's going to take to play catch up for the trailing ship. And then when the person will log back in at the time when we get close, and we were surprisingly close. I mean, when we came to refueling time, I think you had maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours to catch up.
That was it.
And that was it. I just dead sticked it. He got a vector. I logged off for a little while, and about 2 hours, logged back in, and he was surprisingly close. So we were able to rendezvous rather quickly and get the fuel in before we wasted too much time just dinking around.
That's awesome.
It's also worth noting that we weren't really depriving ourselves of any kind of elite experience while we were doing this, because both of us have secondary accounts.
Sure.
So we can do other stuff while we wait.
Good point. Yeah, I have a secondary account for exploration as well.
Yeah, most all of you get to a point, I think, where you get serious enough that you wind up with a second, third, maybe even a third account, right?
Well, you get that one time you got burned because you can't get back to the bubble to do anything. You're oh, okay.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So
no, go ahead.
No, please, go ahead.
I was just going to add a little side note that I believe I heard a rumor that one of the original founders of Canon had something like 5 of the season pass for Elite Dangerous, the really the really expensive one that you could get right at the outset that basically guaranteed you everything.
Yep.
Yeah, he had 5 accounts. Where he bought 5 of those things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I know some people that backed it from the very beginning, and they do have multiple accounts. And then I think you get the username or your commander name is some number. Is that right? Like that, yeah. Like a code. It's neat. A couple of questions that are coming up on YouTube.
Yeah.
How's the temperature?
Yeah, I saw that one. I saw that one.
That was funny. How long did it take?
To seriously answer that, actually, it's 7% heat right now. If you guys look, so
that's what I was wondering. Yeah. What was
so
your? Yeah.
The answer is really fucking cold right now, right?
Yeah. Can you bring that up on screen? I'll see the temperature reading.
Yep. I'm showing it right now.
And then I think you guys talked about this once before. I think on the last stream. But how long did it take to prepare for this journey?
What, 10 minutes?
Yeah, just getting the ship together. You guys did the math really fast, right?
Well, it started off as we don't know what else to do with our time kind of thing. And I say, hey, I'm thinking about making them a try for the record for the second time because I haven't done it in a while. And somebody beat it about a month after I first said it a year ago. And I was in a long line of other people who've been beating it and trying to up the bar. And so I said, wouldn't it be cool, to Zach, wouldn't it be cool if I just went out there and set the bar so high no one would ever challenge it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I says, well, I found out the last guy, Keith Drow, had a tank ship alongside who ran alongside for 9 hours. I said, well, gosh, I can't get any farther than that if I don't have some help. So Zach says, well, I'll tanker for you. So he built a ship, or modified his already existing exploration ship as a super tanker, and then we went out there and just kind of did it. And I'm sure he was glad to get away from me after 7 days of travel trying to build it together, because it's hard to keep the ships aligned with one another. You're basically checking in. It's like being attached to the hip. And after a while, when he finally got done with refueling, it's like, now I'm free to do what I want. And he just went off to the core, did some exploration, covered a couple of sectors of places he wanted to look at. And now you're at RGYD0 right now, aren't you, Zach?
I am hanging out by the main star.
Okay, so I'll jump out. I should see you nearby.
Yeah, should we go ahead and do that? Was there anything else we want to do while we're here?
I have one more question for you guys. I'm kind of fascinated by, the Anaconda's definitely got the jump range and everything, right? But I wonder if there'd be a way to use an Anaconda or a tanker and then a small ship. Like, I wonder how far you could get on a DBX. What do you guys think?
Not very far, because the DBX, even though it has a much smaller fuel usage, tons per hour,
right?
You need that tonnage. You need those big. You need that giant, vast fuel tank to get out this far. Because I've been flying for weeks, and you just don't have the space to carry that much fuel to keep the drive running.
And I don't know any other ship that could get the right amount of fuel, right? Like even maybe a Python or something.
A ship like a cutter or a T9 would be a way to go, but the trouble with it is they can't jump. Once they get out this far, they won't be able to reach the star to escape.
That's
They're stuck.
So this is really the only ship that can
actually set the record and then jump out after the record as well, which is notable, right? Anybody else that's going to get this distance in another type of ship, to Darius's point, right, is not going to be able to jump out. And there's no official rule for what makes the record the record. I definitely think surviving it, right? Like you generally don't get your name put on things for discovering things if you died without coming back to tell everybody about it, right? So there certainly is something to be said for that.
I think Zach put it best in the post. He said that's already been done already, and that wouldn't garner as much attention or interest as if you made it back alive.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Darius, if you're ready, we're going to try to do this jump in, with me and multi-crew watching. And I very purposely, guys, haven't put up my camera or anything today. We're just going to let the game and, and Darius and Serial be the focus of this rather than my ugly mug. So, we're going to try to jump out. I'll open the galaxy map here real quick just to show you guys where we are. Just so there's no debate about it. You can see just how ridiculously far that is. What's the star we're planning to jump to, Darius?
Oevasi RG-YD0.
Okay, hold on just a second. Say that for me again. DEVASY.
I'll spell it out. It's a OEVASY space RG-Y space.
Wait. Hold on. Sorry. RG-Y D0.
D0.
Yep.
Yeah, it's basically straight west and south of us.
Yep. Okay. Great. So if for some reason we crash during the jump, we'll jump back into multi-crew once he gets there. But yeah, let's head on out, Captain.
Here we go. Hold on to your butts.
Yay!
More importantly, it's nice to see that it's actually
this.
charging to jump.
I charged this thing with a premium Jumponium like weeks ago. It's still
Yeah. That's true. If you boost off, and here we're jumping. If you boost off a neutron, you'll stay boosted even if you drop normal space and log out of the game. You'll stay boosted.
Well, the game crashed off the server many times. I was afraid I was going to lose the Japonium. Not that I'm worried. I have like 17 extra charges.
Sure.
So the trick now is to keep my tank, instead of scooping a whole buttload. Wow, she's really low. But look how much fuel I've got left.
We made it.
Without even scooping.
Grab a screenshot for me before you start scooping because I can't see that.
All right, doing it now.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Look at that beautiful star. And the record is set, boys and girls.
Put on record.
Boy, isn't it dark here, too, actually.
Where are we posting these anyway?
In the live stream channel.
That's right. 1 second.
There's a silent audience clapping for you right now.
Okay. Exactly. Little, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
is.
There we go. We knew somebody would crash.
There you go.
Okay, so here's the final screenshot. Let me get this for everybody.
So, like, what's it going to take, like, an hour and a half to scoop all the fuel? Are you just going to scoop what you need to get to the next jump?
You do not want to scoop all the fuel because it will take about a half an hour to 40 minutes to scoop it all. What you want to do is keep the weight down because from here on, I have to jump manually across the next arm and through the Gulf.
Wow, look at that!
Because if I pick it up with all that fuel, I'll run my jump distance down to 35.
Yeah, that's right.
I want to keep my jump distance up.
That is nuts. Well, there we have it. Goes.
I can't plot using the computer plotter. I have to jump back manually if I want to keep. Yeah, that's
right. Makes sense.
Hey, Colo. Did you see Colo's post? That's great. Incoming gingery nonsense. She put incoming gingery nonsense with a whole bunch of Colo little icons and stuff. That's hysterical.
Pretty good. And hello, it's Colo. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I saw both she and DJ were live when we went live on Twitch. And I was like, yeah, nobody's going to be watching us on Twitch.
I was watching Hello Scolo right before you. I actually subscribed to her, or followed her on Twitch, so that was cool.
Nice. And I said I doubt he's watching or anything, but for those that didn't see, Yamix hit 50,000 subs today, which is pretty fantastic. Yeah, well, I'm getting some great screenshots. Oh, there we go. Hold on, I'm not lining these up right for that monitor.
I want to get a close of my fuel gauge like I did the other day. So I can see exactly how much I took to get here.
Let's look and see. Hello. Let's look and see where we are now. Well, there's a few little stars in around us. Yeah, we're still way the hell out here. That's for sure.
Yeah, the route that we had to take to get out here was actually very specific. We had to bookmark each system. The route in question was a route that was originally laid down back during the Shepherd expedition a couple of years ago, and then further refined by another fellow whose name escapes me.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wish I had the ability to actually plot right now so I could show some of that, right? I'm just trying to do my best at showing some good screenshots and, some pretty views of the ship and stuff like that.
Hey, Zach, it looks like I had plenty of fuel here. It could have gone maybe another half a light year.
You know what? I was looking at that. I was wondering the same thing.
If you think I'm going back, no.
Yeah, come on, right? All you have to do is tank off this thing and jump back there just another 3 weeks or so, right?
Another 3 weeks? And Zach, you're going to have to get the tank shit back out here.
Oh, no.
Exactly, right. So, and yeah, somebody commented, I really do like this paint job you've got on here. I don't think I've seen this one before.
What, mine?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like with all the paint stripped off of it. It's been stripped like this without paint for the last, 2.5 years?
Yeah, I love that too. I never restore my paints, my paint colors either. Sorry, I keep centering that badly on the monitor.
The last time I came out here, and before, it's been stripped off since before I did the last attempt.
Yeah,
a year ago, so
yeah.
It's the same.
All right. Well, if there aren't any other big questions, I wanted to keep this one relatively short, just so it would be, more viewable from folks later on, right? Rather than just have us rambling for this long. But before we go, are there any other questions? Anything, Serial or Darius? Anything you guys would like to add in? Let me paste in the links for the forum post and the Reddit post. Just so that it's in the description, but just so that it's there, so you guys can go visit those.
I actually did have something that I wanted to throw out there. I've already told him a couple of times on a couple of different formats, but Commander Spallboy, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, Spallboy's in the Type 9 with the similar endeavor right now, isn't he?
Yes, he is,
yep.
And I'm going to be paying very close attention to that one. I'm looking forward to seeing his completion.
Yeah, it's interesting to see this kind of competition going on in the exploration space at the moment. I think at a very interesting time, given the given the upcoming exploration changes. I'm going to assume, we'll talk about this more tomorrow night, but I'm assuming everybody saw the reveal of Chapter 4. If you haven't, go take a look at it. There's a new trailer out, and the announcement that the beta starts on the 30th. Honestly, from the little snippets and stuff in the trailer, it looks pretty damn awesome. I can't wait to see a few things. Couple rumors I heard got confirmed. It looks like, from what I've heard and from what they said, I don't know that we're getting an all new HUD or additional HUDs, but yeah, there's lots of cool stuff coming. I know another thing I wanted to mention real quick is Darius used this as an opportunity. One of the rare times that exploration gets to grief combat, he would open his multi crew and say, "Hey, come multi crew with me. I'm going bounty hunting." And so this guy would jump in his ship and be like, "Where the fuck are we? Like, it's just black in front of us, right?" And it's like, and a couple people had to block you because they kept getting added to your multi crew and didn't want to be.
Well, what happens is when there's nobody playing, they keep coming back in my cockpit. I said, "Welcome back to the prison," or something like that. Welcome back to the edge of space. We keep you alive to serve this ship. Roll well and live.
Yeah, which I think is just awesome that an explorer is kind of for once turning the tails and is able to grieve a combat pilot. Oh, it's fantastic.
I got a lot of friend requests off that little trick. That was a lot of fun. Some of the guys hung around and said, "This is cool."
Because that's the other thing.
Got really pissed off at me. One of them got really salty, and she just got real mad. Kept trying to leave the ship, and every time she tried to go back in multiplayer, she ended up back in my cockpit. I just kept razzing her.
Oh, and that is too funny, right?
That was a lot of fun.
Well, as an explorer, that just makes me super happy. As a PvPer, it's hysterical.
Oh, it's great, isn't it? Right? I mean, just the notion of an explorer being able to get the combat guys, because obviously, stereotypically, it's much the other way, right?
Sure.
So, I think that's great.
I'm going to use Japonium to get this next jump here. I'm waiting for the synthesis. Let's go.
Yeah, so I tell you what, we'll watch this last jump out, and then we'll call it an afternoon, guys. Here we go. And thanks again to Darius and Serial for joining me. Great achievement, guys. I mean, definitely massive dedication that this take. I mean, I don't think there's many players that are going to spend 3 weeks sitting in Super Cruise for something like this. I think it's definitely very cool. I'm glad you guys let me kind of tag along for some of the fun.
Well, thanks, Zegius, and good luck to Spallboy and his T9. We'll see how far he gets, and try not to go space happy.
Yeah, we've got a good 3 weeks or so, right? Because he's not even to system yet, is he?
He's got to get there first.
Yeah,
That's not easy with a T9.
Right, that's right. And what is your jump range just normally? Will it show me? Okay,
normally around
72 if you're fully fueled.
Closer to 80.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
And right now, it's, what's it now?
Yeah, I'm showing 72 point. Yep, that's what I'm seeing too. So.
I'm seeing.
All right, well, thanks again, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
I'm going to stay here in Discord as soon as I head out. But thanks again to you guys that tuned in. I was hoping we'd get a cool little crowd and get a group to get to see this. So really glad that everybody did. I'll look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night for Tutorial Tuesday. Not sure what I'm doing yet, but we'll figure that out. And otherwise, I will see you gentlemen, or see everybody then. Thanks, guys.
Bye.